Hi everyone. So I decided today to make a quesadilla that I've been making for quite a while, and there's actually a few steps to this. The first thing I want to show you is my Pico de Gallo. Basically all it is tomato, red onion, cilantro. I use 2 cloves of garlic in this, and just a tad of canola oil. So basically all you want to do is chop everything up, mix it all together, and let it sit and be merry for a while. It gets a really good taste into it. Use it for inside the quesadilla, and you can even use it as your regular salsa. So basically this is a 3-meat quesadilla. It's got chicken, steak, and shrimp. I already went ahead and excuse me, I already went ahead and made the steak and chicken, and basically what you're going to see is all you have to do is cut it up into bite-sized pieces. The shrimp I got frozen, so basically I just let it sit in my skillet and let it warm through, get all the frozen stuff out. So basically, like I said, all you're going to do, like you see in here, is you're going to cut up the meat and the chicken into bite-sized pieces, and I actually have a bowl set aside, you'll see in a minute, with all the other meat already mixed up together. If you've gone to a Mexican restaurant before, you know that quesadillas are pretty big. You can make steak only, chicken only, shrimp only. You can have just regular cheese quesadillas. The possibilities are endless. So basically, you can do anything and everything. I've even heard of fish quesadillas. I've not tried that yet. I don't know if I will, but you never know. Let's see. I actually got this recipe. It's a recipe I built by myself, but it was inspired by a restaurant that I love to go to in North Carolina called El Cerro. They have especial quesadilla. Oh, it's the best. So here I am just adding the meat to the bowl and just mix it up, give it a good mix. When you cook the meat, just add some salt and pepper to flavor it a little bit. You don't have to add really much anything else. Cook it in some oil and cook it all the way through. There's my shrimp and my meat, and my chicken, you can see, are all bite-sized pieces. What I also like to add to this quesadilla are my green bell peppers. This is actually a large green bell pepper I cut up into very thin strips, and I let it sit in the skillet until they were nice and heated through and very soft but still chewy. A lot of the peppers you'll see actually have what look like burn marks, but it's actually, that's what makes it a lot tastier. Green bell peppers are not necessity. Basically, again, people, this is another recipe. You can add or subtract anything. You can do whatever you please. You can make whatever you want, however much you want. Excuse me. Again, green bell peppers I absolutely love. If you like yellow bell peppers or red bell peppers, add those. If you want to make a combination of colored bell peppers, that's your deal. If you don't like bell peppers but you love spicy peppers, jalapenos or whatever, add those. They're just as good. Just follow the same idea. Set that aside, and I'm going to grab my skillet. I'm sorry, not my skillet, my griddle. Kitchen is a little messy, so I have to work around items here. Clean up my counter. It's got some oil probably from cooking everything, so make sure you always want to work on a clean surface. Alright, so I'm going to grab my skillet here, And actually what I do is I turn it on its highest setting, which is 400 degrees. And what people find odd that I really that I don't do is I don't add any butter or oil or anything on the surface. Once it gets warm to there's your tortillas you want to use. 10-inch flour tortillas. And of course you want to use your cheese. I use the Fiesta blended cheese. You can use Taco, you can use Monterey Jack. Again, it's your call, whatever cheese you want to use. So like I was saying, I don't put any butter down. I don't put any oil down. The first time I made these at home, I actually did put butter and or oil. I don't know, I put something down. As you can see, the skillet is not even hot. It's still ice cold, so... the first time I made the quesadillas, I did use something. I want to say it was butter, and then the quesadillas just came out very soggy, and everything just came falling out and disintegrating. So that was the last time I tried that. Now I did try corn tortillas one time, because I ran out of my flour, and I did not like them at all. But if it's something you're willing to try and you think you're gonna like it, by all means, go ahead. So again, it's a very basic, easy recipe. It's something I would suggest you make if you have some extra meat left over from whatever night. You can do this in less than 10 minutes. It's good for kids. It's good for adults. It's good if you have a small party or a huge party, or if it's just you, or maybe you and your spouse. I make this every time I go to North Carolina. I am not allowed to leave the state of North Carolina unless I make these for my family. So I end up making, I can make anywhere from 6 to 10 full quesadillas. And everybody will eat like 3 or 4 and be happy. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to grab your tortillas. If you have tortillas that have rips in them, like I was experiencing here, find ones that have little rips. You don't have to use the extra, problem ones. It's okay if a little bit of cheese comes out, that's no problem. It's still tasty and it's still good. Alright, so what I do is I take 2 tortillas and I put only half of the tortilla on the actual skillet and let the other half hang off. That way the one half of the tortilla can warm up. I'm adding my cheese. I only add a little bit at a time. This is for the bottom. And again, you can add as much or as little as you want. I like a lot of cheese. Add the meat mixture with the green bell pepper, like so. And again, people, quesadillas, you can add as much or as little of anything that you want. If you want more cheese and less meat, or more meat and less cheese, whatever you like, just go for it. And adding some meat on mine, and I'm making a mess. How beautiful. And here goes my Pico de Gallo. Yummy. I got this idea from another Mexican place called Qdoba. Basically, they have all kinds of salsas, from the most mildest, which is probably this, to the hottest, which is a very greenish kind of looking thing. And basically, they serve this with anything and everything, especially your chips. So add more cheese. This will basically seal up all your meat and pico de gallo inside. Can you tell I like a lot of cheese? Now, usually when the skillet is, or the griddle rather, is this hot, you really want to try to work quickly. It's also good to have a long spatula, a wide spatula with quesadillas. It makes it so much easier to flip them over. So all you want to do is you want to close up the quesadillas, the tortillas, like so, and just give them a quick flip so that it could start to, this cheese can start to seal. You can already see the golden brown starting to form on the one side because it was, you know, on for so long. Just give it a little press down so the cheese can melt together and melt all the, you know, in between all the meat and pico de gallo. And basically you just want to leave it on a couple of minutes each side. You may even want to go back and forth, you know, flipping them every couple of minutes just so you get an even golden brown color. You don't want it burnt unless you're like the type of person who likes burnt stuff. And there are some people out there that do. So like I was saying, I got this idea from a restaurant in North Carolina called El Cerro. It was one of the first places I went down there for dinner with my sister, and I just fell in love with it. It was so good. And I had wanted to go back like every time, but I never had the chance. So I basically, once I came home, I decided I can start trying this on my own. And I pretty much nailed it the first time, except with the, you know, with that one little exception of the tortillas kind of disintegrating because I used butter on the griddle. So I came up with this idea. Everybody at home loved it. Everybody in North Carolina loved it. And I try to make it as much as I can. Today's the first time I've made it since probably December when I made them in North Carolina. See that nice golden brown color you can see there? It's a little bit darker. So I'm just flipping them here so the other side gets a little bit more golden brown. I have had instances where I haven't had everything that I wanted. I've forgotten the peppers, or I didn't have any meat, or I didn't have any shrimp, or, you know, if I was always missing one thing, they're still good as long as you have something good in them. For my nephews, my two little nephews, I just make regular cheese quesadillas and they love them. Just all it is just a tortilla and cheese, and that's it. And it's actually good for kids. It's like a Mexican grilled cheese. That's all. That's basically all it is. It's funny because when I make these in North Carolina, I have to make my mom special ones because she eats absolutely no vegetables, hardly any vegetables at all. She'll have like, you know, just onions and peppers. But she eats no tomatoes, no lettuce, nothing like that. No rabbit food, basically. And so every time I make these, I have to make hers separate. All I put in hers is cheese and the meat and just a little bit of onion and pepper. You know, cooked onion and pepper. So these are warm. You know, they're good to the touch. I'm just pressing them down a little bit so that... Oh, that's a little hot. Let's get my spatula. So I'm just giving them a little press so that the cheese can finish melting a little bit, and so that I can continue getting that nice little brown color on each side. Once you hear it sizzling, you know it's just about time to come off. That one needs another minute or so. Now this I don't really recommend. I just did it here so you can actually see. Usually I take these off onto a cutting board and cut them, but you want to cut them like pizza slices. With a 10-inch tortilla, you can usually get 3 to 4 slices, if you want to call it that way. So all you gotta do is pick it up like so, put it on your plate. I'm still getting over getting sick, people, so if you hear me coughing, I do apologize. So you want to use the sour cream. If you like sour cream, just put it on the side. And what I'm also going to be using is my Pico de Gallo. I'm going to use that as my salsa. If you want to use the jarred salsa, or if you have your own recipe for salsa, by all means, go ahead and use it. When the cheese oozes out of the quesadilla, you know it's going to be good. I don't know, whenever the cheese just oozes out of something, you just know it's going to be good. I love making these quesadillas. If I could make these every day, I would. But I'd probably get sick of them really quick. And here's my quesadilla. Yummy. So I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm just going to put it on a plate and cut it on the plate. And I'll add my sour cream and my salsa. The little bits that fall out, just scoop up and put it on your plate. It's just as good to eat it with a fork. It's no big deal. It's not going to hurt you in any way. So I'm back a little bit later, and I'm going to make one more quesadilla for my husband so he can go to work. I only had enough to make one more, which is really sad because I really wanted another one too. I'm doing this in double time so that you can see exactly what I'm doing again. Basically, put down your tortilla, a little bit of cheese, the meat mixture, the Pico de Gallo salsa, and again the cheese. This is the last of it, so I hope you enjoyed it. Fold it over, press down a little bit, and carefully flip it over and press down a little bit more so that cheese can get in there and melt. This took a couple extra minutes because I didn't let the griddle get to its complete 400-degree temperature. But while this is cooking, what I can tell you is, if you don't like the salsa that I made, all you want to add is maybe some cooked onions. You can add cooked onions. If you just want to add tomato, just add tomato. The Pico de Gallo actually was raw onion. I didn't cook the onion at all. Everything in there was raw. So if you just want to add some tomato and salt and pepper, and then you want to cook your onions along with the peppers, that's just as well. That's just as good. Like I said, there are so many different combinations you can make. This is just one of those recipes that if you have leftover chicken or if you have leftover steak and you just need something to whip up quick and you just don't feel like taking everything out, this is the perfect thing to do if you have cheese and tomatoes left in your refrigerator. This is basically one of those you grab your leftovers and throw it together kinds of things. Basically, I only made this for me and my husband, so I went to the store, I picked up the smallest pack of chicken, the smallest pack of steak, I had some shrimp left over, I had some cheese left over, and I had some tortillas. So basically, there you go. Alright, so if you try this, please let me know how it comes out. Let me know if your kids like it. Let me know if your husband or your wife likes it. I call this my 3-meat quesadilla. If you have another name to come up with for it, then by all means let me know. So basically, enjoy, kids, and again, let me know how everything goes, and please subscribe to my channel because I need some subscriptions. See, I love that golden brown color. That's perfect. Yummy. Seeing this now, I just want to make another one and take a big bite out of it. Alright, people, so I will be talking to you guys soon. Please try this. Please subscribe to my channel, and have a good night. I will see you guys soon. I'll be talking to you soon. Take care.